Hello everybody, I'm here from the Hammer Game Channel. Welcome back to Red World, where today we're going to be starting afresh on the mod. It's been a while. It has been a while. But we are going to be playing as the American Republic. And as you can see from the thumbnail, we're going to be getting the good old former president, Barack Obama, as our leader. We're going to go down, of course, that means doing the monarchist route, so we will certainly be enjoying ourselves by creating an empire. Yeah, the legitimate heir. So we've just got to wait until we have a crisis, which is fantastic, really. We're just waiting for chaos. We'll go ahead and set on the Texas border. We start off with a decent number of factories. Could be worse, could be better. We'll just start with that for the time being. I don't know when we're going to probably end up at war with the American People's Commonwealth, but hopefully it won't be anytime soon. Yeah, do you know what? That works for me. That's fine. I'm just hoping that the Soviet Union doesn't come after us. Please don't. We don't care for you right now. We don't care. We just want to quickly reunite America. That's what we're wanting to do. We don't care about anything else. The rise of the Republic. And obviously we have loads of lore here for the history of the 50s, the 60s, the 70s and the 80s. But we don't really care for that. We just care about reuniting America. 2010 Winter Olympics. Yazov is dead. The new chairman. Alexander Rutskoy? Okay. And Jeb Bush announces challenge. So, what do you end up doing? Soviet nationalist or Eurasian nationalist? The National Bolshevik Party. The end of Rutskoy. Return of the Sun. Well, well, well. As long as he doesn't declare war on me, I do not care. It doesn't look like they can have they have the ability to do that, so that's good. Right, let's get Mark as our field marshal, and then Kenneth here as our general. Prominent officials endorse Bush, and Princess Diana has been killed, which is going to be quickly followed by the assassination of David Owen. And then, swiftly following that, will be Queen Elizabeth getting either locked out of Parliament or storming the Parliament and taking over. The Rising Eagle. I've heard enough of this fantasy. So, we currently have a couple of national spirits, which we'll show off in a minute. The Miami attack, not good. Yeah, we have Standing Firm. Foster. Foster. Oh. Okay, John Foster. Bentley triumphs in IU convention, the May Day attack. 5-1, as it's called in this universe. Flight of the Executives is not great. Consumer Goods is up by 20. Standing Firm, International Stigma, and American Isolation. David Duke nominated. We don't care for him. He can get out of the way. And of course, they are claiming responsibility for 5-1. And as you can also see, we have... Yay! That's great. And Tunisia has declared her independence. National Salvation Government. Ah, here we go. Will he win? Will Gaddafi win? Military warns of violence. Don't you worry, military. We have got this. Ethiopia requests aid. Yeah, you're not in a good place right now with that famine. Civil war. So we might be able to get Texas to join us willingly. We might not be able to. I'm just trying to think what we need to do to actually. So we need David Duke to take over. And then we need Mark here to do a military coup. Vote Rumsfeld. Nope, don't vote Rumsfeld. That's anything but Rumsfeld. Bush delegate walks out. The United Arab Republic has dissolved. Oh, I forgot you have a tree. And a pretty thick boy as well. There he goes. He's been assassinated. Shirley Williams taken over for the time being. I wonder what the Italians will get up to. Basic industrial robots. We should be approaching the election anytime soon. Do methods of reunification. Italy declares refugee crisis. He has been removed as president of Ethiopia. Who has replaced him? Okay. Well, maybe see the African Union form. We have the West African Union right now. Queen dissolves parliament. Queenie's taken over. That's ideal. We have a potential alliance here. Then again, they do get a war goal to kill us. I'm sure they do. Reclaim the 13 colonies or something along those lines. She also has, there's potential Cascadia rebels. Okay, yeah, the war for Scotland's a thing. Spanish March, they make an imperial alliance. The 13 colonies. Right there, the last one. Protests outside the White House. Oh yeah, I forgot we have DC. We do have DC. But Cascadia? Greg Walden. Okay, I think we do need to go with national renewal. Because I'm sure that... Yeah, I think we just choose it actually. Chaotic government. Yeah, I think we just choose it. I was thinking it was maybe going to be choices to do. Sure, I'm just going to stop doing that. Let's just ignore that we've got David Duke as our leader right now. Hello, Vala Ross. Independence Party, Coalition for Freedom. Arise Cascadia. Okay, you can just... Wow, you can join the Democratic League or you can kill everybody near you. Oh, it's now Wes Wagner. Wow, they're changing leaders very quickly. And it's Kamala Harris. The Pacific States. Interesting. Nationalism. I don't know why I done that, to be fair. I just... Oh, we need chaotic government. Oh, okay. Something needs to happen. There is something that needs to happen. And I can't quite remember bloody what. Death of Kim Jong-il. Chaotic government. Yes. An unprecedented political situation, David Duke's party has faced a horrific result in congressional elections. With chaos in the streets and the government without mandate, order must be restored. Ah, right. So you choose the top option in the congressional polls. Corporations must be the second one. Duke expresses interest in corporatism. No, he bloody doesn't, he? No, he doesn't. He's going in the bin. Never to be seen again. A rise of the Washington cult, with David Duke's rule over the American Republic completely collapsing. Many of the extremists deeply rooted in America's woodwork have sprung out. One such group is known as the Washington cult. The organization promoting a unique American monarchy under the leadership of the descendants of founding father and first president of the United States, George Washington, has now been endorsed by groups such as Sons of the American Revolution. While the report of the group has not yet reached the desk of many of our nation's politician generals, many believe prominent member Bill Washington, second in line to the Washington family tree's non-existent throne, is guiding force behind the recent efforts of the NSSAR, or National Society of Sons of the American Revolution, to support this bizarre amalgamation of American monarchism. A monarchy? Here? Damn bloody right. So we could also continue the military leadership, but why would you want to do that? Rapid reunification. Wow, you can just declare war on everybody. Cool. With the country besieged by chaos and turmoil on every street, the military has taken radical action to keep America from collapsing once again. As President Duke was attending a conference of governors in South Carolina, General Mark Milley ordered all troops to seize the Atlanta capital. Following his orders efficiently, the American Army has taken control of all the government institutions in Atlanta, New Orleans, Miami, and several other key cities in the name of Milley. Now, as David Duke is stranded with various governors, the general declared himself head of a military junta aimed at restoring order to the streets of America. The question is, can he do it? Duke failed us. The last true president of the people was George Washington. His descendant today, Paul Emery Washington, shall be the first true people's king of America. Although many in our nation will take offence to the idea of an American monarchy, the rule of Paul I will provide stability and justice for the Americans. Damn right. So we should... Oh, illegal immigration issue. Consolidate our rule, work with Congress. That's definitely what we're going to do. Texas Senate has been attacked, which now means I can go. Gaddafi's retained control of Libya. We can also deal with Texas now, which we'll try and do peacefully. But we'll go ahead and do consolidate our rule first. So, highly unusual reports are falling on President Milley's desk as we speak. According to certain journalists and polls conducted in various regions of America, there's a new cult with rapidly rising popularity. This cult claims that all presidents since George Washington have failed to truly preserve the values of the Founding Fathers, and hence it is only right for his descendants to take control once again. While there are thousands with connections to the first president, historians have confirmed that businessman Paul Emery Washington would be the most likely heir to George's position. If this cult of personality grows even more popular, the junta could be facing serious opposition. What madness is this? Monarchism is still an American ideology in its infancy. We should be working to consolidate the rule of Paul I, invite him to Atlanta to fully coronated as King of America, while allow the skeptical politicians of the South to understand that Paul I embodies the values and spirit of the American nation. Perfect. Sorry, Mark, you're going bye-bye. William and Kate have married, and we've got a tornado. Fantastic. Well, I think we'll try and get Texas peacefully. It probably won't go that well, to be fair. Bribe the Technology Council. Okay. With the unusual cult of personality growing more popular by the day as media across the nation reports on it, the government has personally consulted Paul Emery. According to President Milley, if the majority of Americans support Paul's ascension to power, he will oblige and dissolve his own junta. After an apparently tense meeting with a businessman, it decided by Paul that he would satisfy the needs of the people and assume control over his republic. But now as President Milley steps down and his military colleagues return to lives of commanders, everyone is asking one question. Can American monarchism work? Yes, it bloody can. We're now the United Kingdoms of America. We now have Paul the First. And what we'll have very soon is Texas. Either peacefully or by force. It doesn't really matter to me. So the recent attack on the Texan Senate, claimed by a radical pro-republic group, the time has come for us as a nation to answer the Texan question that for many years has encroached on American-Texan relations. Should our western neighbour become an integrated state or satellite state of the republic, and will they accept? Yeah, sorry, you're going to become a integrated state. Oh. Okay, the Texan ambassador met with the president today, outlining his government's response to our extremely generous offer. Fortunately, they have decided that becoming a state of the American Republic would be beneficial to all involved. Once again, Texas and America will be united as one, and we can march onwards together to unite all Americans. Perfect, we got all their units and all their country leaders. We do have to deal with the Texan troubles, but we'll deal with that in time. Let's go ahead and work with Congress. True power is in this country still lies with Congress, which is why the king should try to work with them. The great statesman of George Washington's era understood the value of a legislature to check and challenge the rights of the executive, and we should not forget their teachings on civil government. even if they choose to embrace republicanism. Alright. It's nice that we don't actually have to fight them. So I've just noticed that, well, it's still Chomsky. So he's going to dissolve the Central Committee, and then he's going to die. So, that's good, I guess. Texan troubles, that's fine. We don't have to worry too much about that. Oh, let's see. Actually, we maybe should deal with that. We're not... I don't think it takes too long to actually go ahead and do this, does it? Not really. According to several congressmen, the king is working tirelessly to cooperate with Congress and create a government that listens to the people rather than an outright absolute monarchy. This is a great step for both institutions and will surely boost King Paul's popularity among the worried American populace. And let's go and do the state of Texas. Oh, the 2011 English riots. How is the Queen doing? Elite society. Ooh. How fancy. Let's do the Texan Senate now. What's the templates like? Ugh, garbage. Absolute garbage. Airburst weapons is done. Fan-davidosi. Let's get the M4A1. Chomsky's dissolved the Central Committee. Terrible decision. It's a really bad decision on his behalf, actually. Really bad. Say goodbye to him. The Northeast Union. Who will win though? That's the question. Bloody... We're going to limit conscription. Communist and Committee revolt. Our logistics expert seems the best choice there. Congress is now ferociously debating how much power the now defunct Senate of Texas should have if it's restored. Yep, let's dissolve the Senate once and for all. Structure of the state. Chomsky's gonna win. He always wins. He always wins. But he always dies. So it's not a win-win situation for him at all. He just loses. Yeah, we're better off dealing with this right now. Congress is now ferociously... Oh, it's over. I'm pressing the wrong button. It's over. It's over. Divide Texas. Texas remains as one. Why would we want to split it? Let's do the flag. Let's grab the artillery specialist. If only I could attack you now. We're up to 44 civvies. Let's get another 4. Actually, another 3. Can't even count, that was even 4 done. Oh, we can choose here. Both flags are government buildings. 100% both flags. And the state solution. So, I think actually, Philadelphia Constitution. Okay, that's fine, because actually, when they do that, and they go down here, they actually just make their own silly little faction of random nations. And they do guarantee some of the nations. So we'll need to focus on killing a lot of them. The Pacific States, I don't know what you'll really get up to. Humiliate and defeat. Yeah, they might move forward, I think. I don't know. Golden Gate League. I don't think the Golden Gate League. Oh, you are the Golden Gate League. Okay, so they might do some warring. Potentially. Right, that's Texas being dealt with. Right, establish the Council of Princes. The Pan-American Council of Princes will ensure Midwestern, Texan, California, and any other Americans are represented in the future United Kingdom. Furthermore, shall allow us to grant the descendants of the Founding Fathers the positions and powers they are entitled to as descendants of the old American aristocracy. It's a very weird and unique situation, that's for sure. Yep, let's gain cores on West Texas and Texas. start training some more troops up. Anyone else of randomness, really? Just anyone kicking around that's different? Don't mean that in a bad way. Different in that I've not seen them before. No, you're doing the boring one. Eurasian nationalists would have been so much better. Ease separatist tensions. I don't even think you're going to go to war with anyone. You're just going to chill. Council Prince... Oh no, I wanted to read that. Son of a gun. Oh well, we have a Council of Princes. Fight stigma. I think we have to do all these, don't we? Yeah. So in America there is still a lingering stigma concerning monarchism, as it was an ideology Washington himself fought against. However, they simply fail to see the glory that it has brought and can bring us, besides Alexander Hamilton and his federalist supported ideas, which essentially advocated for an elective monarchy, all of which are embodied in our own government. Approval of Paul I grows. I'm sure Paul I actually dies as well for us. Just like Queen Elizabeth will die in 2018 in this, and she will be replaced by Charles. Which of course did not happen in real life. But this is a mod for a video game. I actually do need to change all you over. No, Djibouti is getting invaded by Ethiopia. Yes, the approval of Paul I grows. After establishing various institutions supporting the average American and showcasing his ability to restore order and security to this nation, approval ratings are rapidly rising. Once seen as a fringe movement born from a chaotic situation, Paul I's reign now has true legitimacy. For most Americans, that was a terrible pronunciation of legitimacy. So, there shall be no army if it is in the King's name. A true Royal American Army will make the communists across the nation fear the might of the King of America, Paul Emery Washington. By integrating many current military structures, we can strengthen our old military in the process. Perfect. PDR Ethiopia has annexed Djibouti. Council of Princes is actually quite a nice little national spirit. And we now have the Federation of American Syndicates. And the Pacific States is on the move. That's why we need to catch up and get moving as well. Who do we want in our cabinet? Stability. Justify war goal time down. I think we're going to go for you. I really do. Are we going to have a second round between them? The Royal American Army established. By Paul I's signature, the American Army has officially been dissolved and replaced by a Royal American Army. This new force must now swear allegiance to the King, not President, Duke, or Millie, as they continue to do so until the announcement. With more loyal military, Paul can continue his great work as a benevolent monarch, and will have the full support of our national institutions. Let's do royal investments, which is quite nice as well. Official investment from the royal family in both rural and urban industry will strengthen the economy and boost our popularity in certain regions. With so many Americans in poverty under the chaos of the Great Collapse and a lackluster Republican response, it is clear that the monarchy must take up the charge for economic justice. And then once we've done that, we can end the turmoil. Then we've got another 3 focuses to do. I think we need to do we need to do the whole tree before we can actually invade anybody. Arizona is getting invaded as well now. Oh well, at least on the plus side, I'm actually able to build an army up, I guess. The Portuguese, why not? Yep, Arizona died quickly. Who else you got a war goal on? Don't want you taking over the whole America. Court, then they invade Mexico and push south. Very strange and odd, but okay. End this turmoil. The time has finally come to truly take hold of this country and end the turmoil. With the legacy of President David Duke's brief term and subsequent military takeover of the past, we can finally look to the future of the glorious American monarchy for Paul I. Yes, indeed, for our King Paul. Don't know why I'm working on the air doctrine when I haven't even done any of the flipping planes in production. Or even done the land doctrine. That's terrible, dude. What are you doing? 2012 Olympic Games? puppet parliament. Okay. So she's working her way down here right now. Well, what will she do? Will she appease Scotland? Or will she do one union under England? I have a guess it's probably going to be the war for Scotland. That's what I reckon anyways. Okay, what's next? Befriend the kingdoms. Ah, nice. Cool. All monarchs around the world will soon know the name Paul I. In time, perhaps we can restore America's position on the world stage and challenge the supremacy of communists and republicans across the globe. That is the dream. Just let's hope that the Soviets don't spam out like 5,000 divisions. Utah has died as well. Total normal thing to do. Just declare war on Panama. And the Belizean Republic. Just going to declare war on everybody now. Rehydrate. HP bonus of civilian factories. Currently working on military factories, that's good. Alright, Befriend the Kingdom is done. Crush Republicans. Republican politicians currently have the most power in our kingdom and don't believe in the king's values or government. That was a little squeak there. Although their predecessors once had faith in the American aristocracy, the current conservative movement is only interested in abandoning traditional values, enriching the power of corporations. They must go. Indeed, indeed they shall. They shall go. We don't even have recon yet. Great. Right, superior firepower's done. Let's get delay. That's not what I want to do. I want to come in here and make some more civilian factories. It'd be so much better when there's actually world tension to boost that up. Who else have we got available? Administrative genius, of course. Not even going to look at the others. Without a doubt going for that. To fill the void of the Republican Party, a new centrist party has risen. And look who's leading it. A staunch voice for monarchy, Barack Obama. He's definitely not going to become our Prime Minister at all. The Director of the Central Intelligence Agency must swear absolute allegiance to the King, not as petty presidents of the days past. Although they would never be so silly as to coup their own people, their lack of loyalty and faith in the monarchy is altogether quite disturbing. So we get a nice wee CIA bonus, and the CIA Director swears allegiance. Everything's turning up Paul right now. We're not going to have them actually call that, we're just going to shorten it to CIA. Looks a little bit cooler, and we'll go with the Viper because we're going to be striking out at our neighbours. Silent Lawyer definitely seems like the right choice there. Then again, he's not bad either. Yeah, it's between those two. I think Silent Lawyer is probably the better one. For the past few months, the CIA has been quite unruly. Various high-level staff have condemned Paul I American monarchism as a fringe movement not worthy of any national recognition. The government has even been hindered by CIA leaks, and apparently the monarch has grown frustrated with the lack of cooperation. To resolve this pressing issue, Paul decided to immediately fire the director, along with all those who have expressed contempt for his rule, and has placed a new director who has sworn allegiance to His Majesty's government unconditionally. That will teach him. Yep, if you can't beat them, sack them. Some elements of democracy are necessary, which is why we should hold an election for the first Prime Minister of America. A constitutional monarchy shall revitalise support for Paul I's regime and make it known to all Americans the benevolent kingdom shall be the future of America for years to come. Election day, and we're going to be saying hello to Barack Obama. Prime Minister Barack Obama. Doesn't quite sound as good as President Barack Obama, but yes. King Paul I and Prime Minister Barack Obama. Why did you declare war on those two, but not on Mexico? Very random. Very random indeed. So, Chomsky's not kicked the bucket yet. Ezra Robinson. Get that cryptology department sorted. I'll probably just try and take out the rest of the nations that exist and even take out you. I don't think you're too strong right now, I hope. Election day has arrived, and now the people of America have given the wonderful opportunity to elect a Prime Minister who will serve both his people and his king. Will rising politician star Barack Obama become the first black leader of America? Will the former Republican chairman of North Carolina, Steve Bannon, advance his career to the highest level? Will insider Congressman Mike Huckabee lead the nation, or could his close ally Bobby Jindal take it all for himself? It's all to the voters now. And boom. Inauguration of Barack Obama. Do we have inaugurations for Prime Ministers? I will never cease and I will never fail to serve both the people and His Majesty to the fullest extent. My leadership as Prime Minister will bring the great prosperity to America that has remained unseen since our glorious President George Washington. And to all those who continue to condemn our monarch and the democratic institutions he has supported, you must be ready to get on board, or you will be swept away by the great tide of all proud Americans. The end of his speech, made by new inaugurated PM Barack Obama, was met with thunderous applause from the millions standing below. As the first black American head of government, his election did cause a significant amount of controversy, but it seems the majority of Americans are completely behind their charismatic leader. Notable attendee of this inauguration, civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr. seemed to cheer the loudest, even in his old age. This is a tremendous day, not just for black Americans, but for all Americans. For finally, we have a leader who's truly willing to serve us, the people. Hail to the chief. And there he is. And Paul I is now a figurehead for us. Let's go ahead and showcase stability. We are finally stable, secure, and open to all Americans. Although many originally saw our movement as fringe, a far-right movement that sought to betray the values that made America great. Opinion on the monarchy has now changed. Now that democracy reigns once more in America, we can now, or the world can understand that our regime is stable and here to stay. So, devotion to the king. Feel like that's not the best choice going down there. But anyways guys, I'm going to leave that episode there, so thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed, and I shall be back very soon for another episode. Until then, take care, cheer bye, the now.